when Jesus explained the sacredness and the level of commitment that marriage required, his disciples so fully understood what he was saying that they said, well, maybe it's better that we don't get married. And for some, that is an option, to not get married. For others, for most, it's not, because of the desires of our flesh. And I don't think I need to go into any more detail than that, but just know that just because you don't get married doesn't mean that you can have relationships with anyone and everyone. It is still very sacred, that bond between a man and a woman. And so there are options to be married, to not to be married, but the level of commitment, the main point here is that marriage requires commitment. And Jesus wants us to invest our time, our effort, our resources into our marriage, to pour into it the way we would pour into anything that we love and that we treasure. And so if you are married, take a step back and look, analyze it. Are you treating it with the utmost respect? Are you viewing it the way that God views it, as sacred, as a special bond, as second to only the relationship with Him? So your relationship with your spouse should be priority number 2, not number 1, and your kids are not number 1. You can be sure of that. Jesus takes the number 1 spot, and then comes your relationship with your spouse, and then comes the rest of your family, your children. I don't always get that right, but that is my aim. And I'm reminded of a story when I was with a friend of mine at his son's basketball game. Both the father and mother were there, and we were just talking about how fast time went on by. I remember watching him in high school, and here he was getting out of college. And I remember the father saying to his wife, because they were so focused on their kids and sports, he's like, I hope we like each other after all of this is over. And this is a good Christian family. And he was saying it jokingly, but I mean, honestly though, like, they were spending so much time focusing on their kids, and we're all guilty of this, right, from time to time. So my reminder today, because look, I also take being a father extremely important, which is why I know that I have to be an even better husband, because I am the example that I want my girls to look at when they're looking for a man. Someone who puts Jesus first, and not just first, but puts Him in everything that I do. That's my aim, right? Everything that I do, Jesus is there. And then my wife takes second precedent and building into that relationship, so they can see how a man should treat them. And I'm referring to my girls as they get older.